What's going on, everybody? This your man, Chris Thorns, and as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a very interesting video that I'm bringing to y'all as of right now. A follower of mine by the name of Tamara, who's in Canada, she responded to one of my posts that I did on Instagram. And pretty much it was saying that, I can't believe that I actually caught feelings for somebody, but y'all know me, I don't share my private life, and she can't ask, who it is, and I was telling her, hey, right now it's just a crush thing or whatnot, a little puppy love thing, I guess, but nothing just really concrete at the time, but if with time and patience, we can make all that happen. And so she said, hey, let's video and talk about this. And the conversation got so good, I said, you know what? I think I need to record this and get y'all thoughts on what y'all feel about what we are talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got her on, we on Instagram now, but she said right now she don't want her face to be shown, so I respect that. But I got her right now, we on the Instagram call. Tamara, how you doing, love?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Thank you for bringing the idea to record this call or whatnot. So I think this is going to be an interesting conversation, especially about relationships or whatnot. So now what brings you to want to talk to me about relationships? Talk to us.
Relationship. Okay. How relationships even start is communication. Communication is key. If you don't have communication, you have nothing.
Okay. Now we was talking earlier. You said I asked you how are the men in Canada, and you said if I heard you right, you say
Yes.
they are assholes. Did you say that?
Yeah, I said that. You didn't hear me say I did.
If I remember, I think you said they are assholes, and I told you, hey, men is assholes all over the world. But now you brought us a couple of interesting things as to, because I asked how can a beautiful lady like you, at least in my eyes, you are a beautiful lady. How's a beautiful lady like you is not able to have a significant other? Have a man or whatnot, and you brought up some interesting points that a lot of people say. So if you don't mind, bring the points up again that you said the reason you're not with anyone right now.
Okay, well, I'm 48 years old. I have lived, loved, lost. I've learned from my mistakes, right? When you're younger, it's all about, oh my gosh, look at that guy. Oh, look at that ass. Look at those arms, right? Look at those eyes, right? It's all about the physical, right? It's all about the physical when you're younger.
Uh-huh.
And, hey, I've had good looking boyfriends, husbands, whichever. But you know what? When it comes down to it, it's not all about the looks. It's about the heart. It's about the type of person. I my thing now that I'm older is I won't settle for anything less than what I deserve. I have been single for the last 7 years, and I'm raising my kids, and now it's pretty much almost empty nest. And now it's like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, now I need to find something to do with my life. And I'm at the point in time where I would like to settle down with somebody, but I just won't, just because, I want a man in my life. I'm just not going to say the first guy that's on the street, grab him and take him home and say, okay, you're my boyfriend now. No, there's so much more to it than meets the eye, like they say, right?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something, if you don't mind me asking. How many times have you been married?
3 times.
Wow, 3 times. Ooh-wee. And what happened with all three of them? I don't know, because I guess I never really just believed in being remarried. I guess maybe one time, but if that second time happens to fail, I just don't think I could just do it again. I feel like just be a waste of time now. But maybe you finna tell me something different.
But you know what? When I was married the very first time, I was very young, gullible. I listened to what was said to me, and I mean, I was literally, how do you say, forced into this relationship and marriage. I mean, he was older than myself at the time, and I was afraid to say no, right? And it wasn't a good relationship. It wasn't a good marriage. It lasted only a few months and it was horrible. It was abusive. What
Mm,
he told me, I did.
mm, mm,
I was very young. I was, let me think, I was 23, I think I was. And at 23, I don't care. You're at the age where you know what you want, but you really don't know what you want. You're either going to school or you're working full time. It should be about you and what you want. I think my personal opinion is very young. I think you should be older and you should have a awesome career or a business or whatever before you settle down. And I mean, the second one was, I don't know, being young and foolish again, right? It's like, oh, this guy said the right things that I was wanting to hear, right? Oh, he
mm-hmm,
loves me, he loves me, he loves me.
mm-hmm.
I hear again. But you know what? We all make choices in life, no matter what age we are. And if it doesn't turn out, we learn from them, whether it's positive things, negative things. Okay, yes, I was married 3 times and I don't have a problem admitting that. But now that I'm older, I see the red flag and I know what I want and I know
Mm-hmm.
what to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm a little bit more pickier now that I'm older.
Mm. See, and I get you about the young thing because I was in your shoes once, and I said that a lot of times in my streams. I was in your shoes once, meeting different girls, saying the thing was I was in a real bad emotional state at that time because dealing with certain stuff with my mom, and also dealing with
Yeah,
certain stuff with my dad. My
yeah,
mom and dad would say some of the most cruelest shit to me growing up, and for some reason, my dad praised this other guy who I grew up with. Uh, he was like the thug of the family, but my dad would praise his man, and he'd look at me and call me sorry and this, that, and the third. So you got him doing one thing, but and then you got my mom up here saying shit to me that's out of whack. So between both of them, I'm just getting emotional hit by both of them. But the sad thing about it, though, for some reason, I hated my mom, but I still love my dad to death, regardless of what he
yeah,
did. And he's the
yeah,
one that showed less love to me, But I
yeah,
love this man. Every chance I want to be around him, regardless of what. I want to be around him. So again, got both of them saying one thing in my ear and got the other one saying nothing in my ear. So I'm emotional wreck. So I'm looking for what I'm seeing the other young guys doing that I want to do. They got their little boot things, they girlfriends, they holding hands and being all lovey dovey. So I wanted the same thing too. And the
yes,
girls sensed that and would say things that I wanted to hear versus
yes,
things that I needed to hear. And the things that I
exactly.
wanted to hear, I was like putty in their hands. And them
Yes,
motherfuckers just used to dog me out so damn bad. But the mistake I kept on making as a teenager was I
yes,
kept falling for the same okie doke every damn time. When I knew for a
yes,
damn fact that none of these girls gave a fuck about me, they only gave a fuck about me if I had something to give them. It would if it's
yes,
candy, what if it's candy, a dollar, or
yeah,
a, a, a card, a birthday card, or anything. But I would hardly
yeah,
ever get any play from any one of them. So as I get older, I started to realize that a lot of people don't give a fuck about you. They don't. If they can
no,
get a lot of people get close to you to see what you
yep,
got and take from you versus
yep,
then build with you. Now, I got a lot of friends who know who I am. They say I'm mean, they say I'm this, that, and the third. But I thank God they still around because I won't trade them for a word. They just like, we grown to love to Chris who you are. We know deep down inside you a soft guy, this, that, or whatnot. Or let me say you a cool guy, but we understand why you have to be so guarded up because you've been through a lot of shit. And by me
Yeah.
being so guarded up, with me growing up, I have hurt a lot of people too in my pathway that didn't deserve to be hurt. And the people who deserve to be hurt, talk emotionally now, emotionally, the people who deserve to have the lashing, I would never give it to them. You know, it was the people who didn't deserve it, the ones who was really there for me. I fucked a lot of shit up. But luckily, you got a couple of them that's still around today. And I was like, wow, you know, how you still around? And I did all
Yeah.
this, and I did all this, you know. So I'm with you on the young and dumb thing or whatnot. So I'm with you on that. Totally
Yeah.
understandable. But go ahead. You got some more you want to say on that?
Oh, of course, I always do. I have the gift of gab. Anyways, well, I gotta say this. This is how we met many years back. I think Chris is. I lost a son in 2012 to
My
full term
condolences.
stillbirth,
My condolences.
and I am a forever changed person. I'm a better person for losing my son. As horrible as that may sound to say, but it's the truth. I'm a very caring, loving, happy-go-lucky woman, and you know, even I think back now that I'm 48, yes, 48, I forgive my past husbands and what they did to me. You know, it is what it is. I was young. I made silly decisions, whatever. I've learned from them, like I said, totally. And, you know, I really believe there's somebody for everybody. That's what I believe. And, you know, I don't know, someday it may sound stupid, but I would like to get married one last time and
Hmm.
make it forever.
Well, I don't know if I want to say that's stupid or not because you're not the only person that I heard said that. I had somebody actually tell me. Matter of fact, the person I was telling, oh, you asked me about earlier.
Yep,
They told me, you know, they still believe in love and they are going to get married again, you know,
yep,
regardless. And I'm just
yep,
like,
yep, yep.
because I'm like this, you know, how many times you got to go through it to say that this is the final one, you know? Because here's my thing that I always say to everybody on my streams. I would hate to give you all my years to have this fail. Then got to turn around and start everything over from square one. That means meet a new person, got to build that up, got to build that trust up, which is hard for me to build trust to anybody these days. Like I said, to this day,
I know.
there's only a few people I only have 100% trust in. It's only a few of them.
Chris,
And
it's a different world out there now. It's such a different world out there. And it's really sad and unfortunate the way the world is
mm-hmm,
going and the dating world, the relationships, everything in a whole.
mm-hmm, yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you with that. And you know, like I said, and she told me, you know, hey, she believe in love regardless of what, and she's gonna be happy. You know,
Yep.
so I might look at it and say, you know, that's to me probably a little bit too much. But you know, I guess people hearts are different. You know,
Yes.
they just want to be
Yes.
loved. There's a lot of people that just want to be loved, and
Exactly.
they're gonna do whatever it takes to get their love. So I'm not just gonna really say this dumb, but you know, me personally, like I said, if I get married, okay, the first time, if something happens, we get a divorce, I may try it again. But after that second time that I done it, I can't see myself doing it no more because that's just too much. That's too much rebuilding that you got to do. And that's in my opinion. That's just too much rebuilding that you have to do. At that point, if a second marriage fail, the next female that I meet, I just rather me and her have a friends with benefits. I just rather us
You
have
know
that.
what? It's to each their own, right? It's to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage isn't for everybody. But I have a few friends, they've been married as many times as I've been married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know, it's a stepping stone, it's a learning tool. You learn from your mistakes, or you're supposed to learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, I am. Like it's funny you say that. Oh, Tamara is such a beautiful woman. How come you're single? That's because I'm picky and I'm choosy. Now, yes, now that I've gone through everything I've gone through, now 40 years later, finally it clicked in.
And you know what? I can't knock you for that because, like I tell anybody, these shows or in person, you should never lower your standards for anybody. If
Exactly.
you have a preference, let me say, for example, one of my things is I don't want to date a female that smokes. I can deal with her with occasional drinking, but somebody that smokes, I prefer not to deal with them at all. I tried dating somebody that did smoke, but I only jumped in that relationship because I knew that person. But in reality,
Yeah.
I knew that I don't like nobody that smokes, so I didn't really expect that relationship to last long, anyways. How that relationship ended, me personally, I was being honest. I believe in being honest in your relationship. If you know for a fact ain't nothing going on between you and somebody else, then there's no point of you lying or even telling white lies about a situation to protect somebody's feelings. If you know for a fact that ain't nothing going on with somebody else, then you should open your
Yeah.
mouth and say, "Hey, uh, a friend was over here. We used to do our thing and whatnot, but she was on over here to visit. I asked her to
Yeah.
let me stay to meet you, but she said she didn't want to do it." And I was being honest with the lady at the time who I was dating. This was back in 2010 or 2009, something like that. And me being honest led into, it wasn't a bad fallout, but it led into a fallout, and it landed us breaking up. Now, however, though,
Yeah.
she did try to come back and spark it back up, but at that point,
Hmm.
I didn't want it. I just want us to stay friends at that point because I
Exactly.
knew what you do. I didn't approve of it, and I was just lowering my standards just to be with you in here. I even jumped when I say jumped in that relationship.
Uh-huh.
I literally jumped in that relationship because she wanted it.
Uh,
It wasn't nothing I really wanted it, but I
yeah.
did it because she wanted it. I did it for her satisfaction,
Yeah. No,
and
no, no.
and that's something I said I would never do again. Get in a relationship because somebody else wanted. I'm gonna know. I'm gonna get with somebody that's my worth, and I advise any female
Yeah.
who would get with somebody that they know that's their worth. And if you have a preference, don't lower your preference just to be with somebody that you know that's not your preference. That's just the way I look at it. Because little problems in the beginning, you look over it, it's gonna
Yeah.
be big problems at the end of the day. But go ahead, dear.
Well, I think my thing is too, now that I'm older too, I'm very right to the point. I won't, excuse the expression, bullshit, but I mean, well, why would I lie to you? I may as well be upfront, and I'm going to tell you like it is. And I think that's another reason why too I'm single, because I will say like it is. Somebody will say, "Oh, do you want to hang out tonight?" It's like, "No, I'm good." I know exactly what they want. It's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I know what I want. I want a friendship to build into a relationship, to build in forever and for always. That's what I want." And communication is so key. And nowadays with technology, you can see each other, you can cam. I mean, and even spending that 5, 10, 15 minutes a day or longer, seeing that person, and you can feel their vibes. I mean, it's amazing. And I mean, now people fly around, they drive, if they want to
Absolutely,
meet somebody,
absolutely, absolutely.
you know if you build in
Mm-hmm.
time, day after day after day after day, and you get to know that person, and you know what, you will know when they are telling you the truth, or you will know if they're lying.
Well, you mentioned about people travel and flying this, that, the third. I actually, last year, around in May, I took a trip to go meet somebody who was following me. They not no longer follow me now. I don't know what's the problem there. I found out they blocked
What did
me.
you
Yeah, I found
do?
out they blocked me. They blocked me last month sometime, and I still don't know what the fuck I did. I remember I asked them a question, and this thing I know, because I had forgot I even asked them a question because it took so long for them to respond. And I remember ended up getting back on Facebook, and I found out I was blocked. I was like, what the fuck did I do to you? You know? But
Wow.
however, though, this person was cool, and I had told her, I'm going to come out there, chill with them, meet them. We never talked about getting in a relationship or anything like that, but we talked for a while that I said, fuck it, I ain't been out of town in a while, so I'm gonna jump on this plane, on this bus, and I go ahead and take that trip.
Wow.
The trip was horrible going out there because they had so much shit that was going on. But it was a breeze coming back. And when I got down there, it was an enjoyable trip. Everything was cool. We had fun. Good. Well, in the beginning, the hospitality was horrible, but it slowly picked up, and everything was cool.
Yeah.
And everything was cool. I mean, to the point that we didn't even have sex. Which I'm surprised we didn't. But but I didn't force the issue by having sex, and neither did she. We were just up there. It's two people who connected.
That's the best thing, though, Chris. The best thing, word of advice is not to the very first time, because if that person is really interested, they will wait and they will come back.
You know what? And you bring up a good point right there. I'm like this. I asked somebody, I had a show this way before I met you. I had a show a long time ago. We talked about, is it okay to have sex on the first date? Now, we had a couple of people that came on the show and said, I think it's cool. Why not? But here's my thing. And I'm glad you brought this up, because I do believe, because it's happened to me too. All the stuff we talking about, I had experienced it. When you do that, sex plays a major role, even with friendships. That's why they say with friendships, you shouldn't cross that line, because it would change a lot of stuff. It'll change a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But there's been plenty of females growing up that I'd have had the one-night stand thing with, and I end up having feelings, and I wanted more. But they didn't want the same. And vice versa, some females I'd have did the first night with, they wanted more. But I didn't want the same thing, so it was kind of a cat and mouse thing, So and I was just like, man, this is crazy, because at one point it used to be men just go ahead and smash, like a lot of us say, we go smash and go about our business. But you got a lot of females now.
You Americans, you and your slang, just like us Canadians, eh?
But you got a lot of females now that will smash you and get the fuck on out, And back then, man, that shit used to hurt my feelings. I'm like, man, damn, I want more. Y'all talking about y'all want this, y'all want that. Fuck, I want more. But again, as I got older, I started getting wiser and speaking to wise men and women. And I had a woman to tell me, and I miss this woman. I don't know where she at now. I hope she's still alive. But this woman was always wise to me. She always had told me, you treat a situation like they treat it. And you know what? And forever her words stuck with me. Because you treat it like they treat it, for some reason, it give you an understanding. There should be nothing wrong. There should be no misunderstanding. But then again, you got them people who you treat like they treat it, but they still want their cake and eat it too. And it ain't going to work like not with me now. This shit ain't going to work with me. You want your cake, eat it too. I'm about equality, equal. If I show you love, I scratch your back, you scratch mine back. Don't try to hold me up to a higher standard because I'm a man, especially if I'm not your man. Don't hold me up to a higher standard. We're going to have equal standards when we dealing with each other. Go ahead.
You can be my man, Chris. Come on. Why not? Hey, this is how it all starts, right?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to read something to you. And we talked about this before we went live. I found the meme. I guess it's talking about long distance relationship, and this meme says distance means so little when someone means so much. I actually think that's kind of cool. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Okay. I believe that totally. I totally believe that.
Okay. Now.
Okay.
Like I told you before we went live, we started talking about long distance relationship. I told you when I was young, again, you could tell me something over the phone that I want to hear. I'm in love with you. But then I had to realize, at that time, we didn't have camera phones and all this shit like we got today. So you didn't know who the hell you was talking to. And you hear this cute ass voice, you can just imagine what she looked like. And she can lie and say what she looked like. You just be imagining, oh yeah, I got to find a little something. And around that time,
right?
And around that time, we would say we boyfriend and girlfriend. But again, that's when the wise come in and say, who the fuck is this person I'm calling myself in love with on the phone? I ain't never seen a picture. I ain't seen nothing. I'm falling in love with a fantasy. I'm falling in love with a voice. That's what it was, a fantasy and a voice. So again, as I got older and wiser, I said to myself, Long distance relationships is not for me. I can't call nobody my girl that's long distance, because here's my thing. Boyfriend and girlfriends are able to do stuff together most of the time when they want to. They can touch each other, feel each other, go out to a movie, have lunch together, buy flowers and give it to them right there in their face and stuff like that. I can't do none of that. Or I can only do some of that if I was to claim that I'm with somebody long distance. I can call the place to have flowers delivered to your house. I can call edible arrangements and have them fix you something and you go and get it. But my thing is, some of those things that if we call each other boyfriend and girlfriend, I would like to be spontaneous and give it to you myself. But I can't give that to you when we miles away, especially if I'm lonely in bed and cannot touch you.
Okay, Chris.
A video only can do so much for me. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
This brings up another topic there too. You know, as time goes on, when you're building a friendship and turning to a relationship, usually in most cases, one or the other will move for the other. Like, let's say you and I build something and we discuss things and we decide, okay, I'm going to move to the States where Trump is.
Absolutely.
Where Trump is.
Absolutely.
But, you know, that's usually what happens, because I've met people and that's what happens. They end up going to where, like, the woman will end up going to where the man is. And there you go. They are together. They live happily ever after. I mean, it's possible. It can work. It can work. But I mean, if you're in a long distance relationship for 5, 6, 7 years and you still are not together physically, then that's not love.
And now anybody, we know, like we talked about before I started recording the call, we talked about that. And like I said, whatever strokes people boats, you know, that's what it is. But I'm not finna be, if I was claiming somebody long distance saying that's my girl, I'd be damn, I'm finna be a long distance boyfriend for 5 damn years. You got me fucked up. I doubt if I do it for a year, you know, because there's no point of you calling you my girlfriend and we can't do what lovers do. There's no point of me calling you that. You understand?
Exactly.
So that's my thing about the reason I don't believe in it. Now, like I said, I have another guy and another woman who follows me who are calling themselves, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend. And he told me some creative things that he doing to make it work. I mean, I'd heard from things like having her on a video call while they eat dinner together. I said, damn, that's creative. That is fucking creative. You know, still not for me because I want her to be there in my face. But if you could put her on a video call and y'all have a dinner together and talk to each other at the same time, wow, you know, how creative is that? And I guess that's with a lot of people too, you know, sometimes you got to be creative with things to, I guess, build that honor and to build that trust. But like I was telling you, and you had a response when I said this, another thing about this long distance thing, I can only trust you as far as I can see you. And here's why. Now, I got all these women down here. You got all these men all over the world down there. I don't know what you're doing 24/7. You don't know what I'm doing 24/7. Can we honestly say that we believe, if we call each other boyfriend and girlfriend, can we honestly say that we believe that my girlfriend is actually down there being faithful to a dude she never met in person or whatnot? All she talked to him on a video. That's the only thing she did. And can she honestly believe that maybe I'm a faithful dude, got all these girls down here knowing I get horny sometimes and I got the pickings down here to do my thing and she got the pickings up there to do her thing? Can we really say that we trust each other?
Call from dad.
Yes.
I'll get to him later. Can we?
I say yes to that, because you build something. If it's meant to be, you build that trust, and then you don't have to think the what ifs, could ifs. Like, is she being like? As you get to know each other, everything works together, and you will know. You will know if that person is faithful to you. You will know. Trust me.
So
trust me. I've been there. Trust me.
So are you honestly saying that you could be a trust in somebody that you call your boyfriend for long distance? You actually trust it?
as time goes on, right? You build that connection together. You when you're long distance, you do video chat. You do pick a time in each day. And if not, you pick a time to talk to each other about how the day is going, or if there's a problem, you discuss it. You build something. You build a foundation. Chris, it's where it starts. Trust me. Trust me, darling. I'm older than you. I really believe so, Chris. I truthfully, both parties have to be open and honest. Lay the cards on the table like it is, and you will know if that person truly wants to be with you by their actions. Actions speak louder than words.
Okay.
Trust me on that.
I give you that. That's fair. But hold up. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe people can put on the front for the whole time y'all calling yourself boyfriend and girlfriend? Do you think they can put on the front?
Depending on the person, right? There's many, many different people in the world, good, bad, and ugly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes.
Okay.
But like I said, it all starts one day at a time. The communication, the connection. If you have no connection, if there's no connection at all, there's no sense in going any further than what you have.
Okay, I agree with you on that to an extent. Now, let me tell you where I part ways with you on that.
Okay.
I believe people can put on the front. And the reason, again, because of the long distance. Because some people may look at it, hey, you ain't seeing what I'm doing no way. And I know you heard this before. What you don't know won't hurt you. Have you heard that before?
Of course I've heard that.
Okay.
But
So now a lot of people live by that, what they don't know won't hurt them. And that's true to an extent. But where that extent comes off at, when you find that out, that shit does hurt. So is it really true when people say what you don't know don't hurt you, when you find out what you didn't know does hurt you? I never really liked that statement. It got some kind of truth in it, but it got some false in it as well. All right? Now, we all are human. I get that. And I understand that. We all are human, and nobody's perfect. Can nobody never say just they're really perfect. Now,
yes.
Mistakes, I believe in them. However, some mistakes you can't come back from. Some mistakes can be avoided because you knew what you were doing before you got into this situation.
Exactly.
I.e., example, the cheating shit. A woman or a man, you making a mistake before you even took your clothes off and stuck your thing in her vagina and she allowed you to do it. You making a mistake. So, or you making a choice. You could call that a choice. But so we're going to go with mistake. If you know you making this mistake, then why the fuck are you doing it and you got a good thing at home? Because I, for one, experience, when you fuck over people or you doing dumb shit enough, they're going to leave. And what's going to happen? The things that person was doing for you, this next person probably ain't do half of that shit for you. So you be sitting up there left looking stupid because you fucked over something that was right there doing everything that you wanted without a question asked. But yet, you still going out your relationship trying to please somebody else who only thing they doing is probably just giving you good sex. Or you want them to fix you a sandwich, they won't how to get up and fix you a sandwich. They won't how to take you anywhere. They won't how to do shit for you. But you got this person right here who is right in front of your face is doing everything for you. So can you really say that was a mistake? Now, a mistake, and I said this in one of my videos just recently, a mistake, look, I wear glasses. All right. This mistake. I'm supposed to have these on when I go driving. I can walk out the door and forget them and be like, damn, I made a mistake and forgot my glasses. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn back around and get my glasses. That's a mistake I can correct, right? So if I go and fuck somebody and get them pregnant, that's a mistake that I cannot come back from because I may win on her raw or the condom broke. So can you really say that was a mistake or that was a choice that I made? You got something?
That's a choice that you made. It's a choice that you made and it was a mistake. There you go.
Okay. So now you got a lot of people that believe in the 3-strike rule. How do you feel about that?
What did you say?
The 3-strike rule. 3 strikes, you out. You know, 3 strikes, you're out. Some people believe in giving people 3 chances. How do you feel about that?
Depending on the person, I would say. You know, okay, okay, here's an example. Okay, you and I are dating. Okay, let's say this is an example. We're dating, and you go out with one of your buddies, and you're at the bar, and you meet this girl. Okay, you meet this girl, and it's like, oh, she's beautiful, she's nice, you really like her, she's really cool. But then you know what? We've been together for a year or two, whatever, you know, and things are really good. And you're like, I'd really like to tap her or whatever, right? But then
So y'all use that down there in Canada. I like to tap that.
that's what we call it here in Canada. Anyways. So
that is so
but
cool.
you know what?
Cool.
So you're sitting and you're contemplating, you're sitting thinking, you know, she's a really beautiful woman, but you know what? I have a real good sweetheart at home. She's so good to me. You know, it's all about your choices. You have to weigh your pros and cons, and there's love and there's lust. There's so many things out there. It's live and learn. It's live and learn. And when I was younger to now the age that I'm at, I have learned so much. And like I said, you know, I don't believe in the third strike you're out. That's my personal opinion. That is for the younger folk, like I would say 20-year-olds. You know, they haven't lived and they haven't learned yet. You're young, you're still learning. And you know what? I believe you never stop learning to the last breath.
And I'm glad you said it, because even though I'm 39, I would say in a heartbeat, just because I'm 39, that does not mean I know everything. I'm still learning.
Exactly.
Especially when you meet new people in your life, you know, you are still learning, you know. And
exactly.
again, no matter how cautious you are, you know, we still tend to slip through the cracks. So, you know,
yes.
No matter how cautious you are. So, I agree with you there. Now, I'm with you on that too. You know, depends on the severity of the first strike. I may give it a pass, but then again, it all depends on the severity of it. Depending on what you've done.
Yeah.
Sometimes for me, the first strike is the last one.
But you know what? If it's true love, Chris, you don't sit and write on a paper, okay, you messed up here. You screwed up last night. You screwed up last week. Okay, and you're still screwing up, man. Like, when you love that person, you do not count the wrongs. You love that person unconditionally when it is the real thing. When it is not the real thing, you know, because you're sitting saying, oh, you know, you went out and you drank alcohol that night. You screwed up last night because you washed the dishes wrong. They were dirty. You know what? Those are petty little things. It all comes down to maturity. And what morals, if you have morals, right? There's so many things to consider in building a relationship and long distance relationships. Yes, I believe long distance relationships can work, but it's got to work both ways, not just one way. That's a vital point. It's got to work both, not just one.
Okay. Now you said if you really truly love somebody, you don't count the wrongs.
Yes.
I think you do, because I think if you don't, you know, you pretty much ignoring the wrongs. And here's why I say that, and I'm trying to explain the best way that I can. Because if you're going through so much with somebody and they constantly doing wrong stuff, then you have to sit back and evaluate yourself and say, is it really worth keeping? And if the person want to be kept. because they want to be kept, then they won't still be doing the same damn thing. So I think you probably should, I'm not just saying just throwing everything up in their face, but I think you probably should take the time and say, let me write down all the good things versus the bad.
Exactly. The pros and cons.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if one outweighs the other, then
Yes.
I would say you make your decision then. But again,
Yes.
I know a lot of people believe in, hey, I don't believe in divorces. I'm going to make my marriage work regardless of what. And like I said,
Yes.
and whoever does that,
Yes.
kudos to you. But at the same time, I don't like seeing people being made a fool of. I don't. Because then you try to stay with this person that you claim you love so much, and you're going to have a person who ain't nowhere near as the person that you love so much and treat you the exact way you want to be treated. Then it leads to what we talked about earlier, the cheating and stuff, so why make the situation more complicated? And then at the end of the day, once you go out and cheat a few times, y'all can end up back together, so I don't know.
That's why when it comes into when you meet somebody, if something tells you, oh, I really don't like that about this person, or I don't like this, then don't even pursue it. Because why would you want to get deeply into a relationship to say, you know what, man, I can't do this. I'm backing out. I'm done. Like, no, I have learned so much, Chris, with everything that, I know red flags when I see them now. Back then, I seen them or I didn't see them. It's like, who cares, whatever. Well, you know what, darling, I've learned the hard way many times. And that was out of my poor choices. Did I learn? Oh, hell yeah, I've learned. That's why I'm still single.
And I'm glad you said it, because that's one thing I want a lot of people to learn is not to ignore red flags. I don't give a damn how small it is. Please do not ignore a red flag. I don't give a damn how sensitive somebody say that you are or anything.
Yes.
Do not ignore red flags, because I got somebody tell me, I'm always so serious, and you got people like to say, you insecure, this, that, the other, and that. Is it that I'm insecure or that I'm so serious, or is it the fact that I'm seeing deja vu in you that other people did to me, and I'm just calling you out on it and let you know what I'm seeing? So is that really me being insecure, or me just being protective of myself and not letting you make a fool out of me? What you think about
that? You got me speechless. That's pretty deep, right? That's probably for part 2 of this.
Yeah. Hey, I actually said I'm gonna do a show about that. Is it okay to ignore red flags sometimes, or is it okay for you?
No, because in the end, whether you have children or not, you are hurting your own children. I'm proof of that. That'll be another episode, I tell you, Chris.
Okay.
I see all the things that I've done in my life that where I thought, they won't affect my children, but they have. Mm-hmm. They have. My kids now, they're pretty much all grown adults. And every now and then things come back to mind, and I blame myself. Mm-hmm. I blame myself. If I wouldn't have stayed, this wouldn't have happened. And it does affect your children. It does affect your children, and it did affect me, of course, in many, many ways. It did affect me as well. So, but like I said, it all comes down to the connection you have. If there's not a connection, or you're really not interested in that person, and you're telling yourself, no, I really want to like this person, I really want to make it work, and you really have no intentions, and there's no attraction there, man, don't even try. Don't even try. Just let it be. Say, hey, nice knowing ya. And that's it.
Amen.
Break
Amen.
it. Break it.
Amen. And like I said, one thing I am trying to work on myself is to trust people more. But like you said,
yes.
In the era that we in,
yes,
it's very hard to trust anybody fully 100%.
Yes. I agree.
It is hard to trust somebody 100%. With a lot of people now, I just trust them enough. But to say that I full blown trust them, Nah, because the little things that I see that you may do, I see little things that you may have said that make you go, But does it necessarily make you a bad person? No. But
Yes.
if you're doing it in a wide open and you know there's going to cause a strain between me and you,
Yeah.
especially like
Yeah.
you got people that's like too flirty and they doing it wide in the open, that's one thing that can be a deal breaker for me. I may not say nothing to
Right.
you right then and there, but
Yeah.
eventually I will say something to you about that. But we can say that for another show too, about flirting. Does flirting hurt a relationship? We could talk about that as well. But in that, though, dear, thank you so much. This has been a damn good conversation. I'm glad you gave me the idea to record it. So you want to say anything before you leave? I can't wait to load this up and see what people think about it.
I look forward to it too. It was quite interesting. And you can go on and on. We can go into, this is an ongoing controversial thing. We can go on and on about it, but I think this was a good breakthrough, and I'm one of those people. I'm a thinker, and we can have many more topics and conversations on this.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Tamara, thank you so much, dear. I enjoyed this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. It was awesome.
All right. You have a good night, okay?
You as well.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Tamara from Canada, and she has been following me for a while. And actually, we have been talking about doing something together for a while because she has some things that she wanted to talk to me about. I think one of the things was still birth or something like that, or have a complication of having a child or something like that. But just so happened we got on the topic about relationships, and I think this was a good conversation. So, man, can't wait to talk to her again. As a matter of fact, might have a live show and have lots of people call in and give their thoughts on relationship, long-distance relationship, trust, flirting, and all that in between. Things that can cause positive vibes in a relationship and things that can cause a negative vibe in a relationship. But in that, though, for now, what say you people? What y'all think about this conversation? And if you'd like to have one with me on this conversation, then come on, let's do it. Matter of fact, we can have multiple people on it and just have a fun conversation. Other than that, this your man, Chris Thorns. Thank y'all for listening. I'll catch y'all next time. And if you haven't, check out my video about the 11-year-old girl. I will put it in the description box. So y'all go check that out too. Love y'all. Peace.